commentary for you. Paws Kuwait has released 2 pages of their case against Chantal. Let me just say, in my mind, I kind of had an idea of what it might look like, what it might read like, and this far exceeds all of that. They clearly knew more about Chantal. I understand now if Chantal was aware of this while she was kind of manically posting. I certainly understand better now. If you recall when she first went online and found out about this, where Salah kept texting her and was like, please stop, please stop. And she kept saying, no, I'm tired of being silenced. Which, by the way, if you recall, she did a video probably a year and a half ago about Salah controlling her. Well, we see now the level of trouble she is in. But more importantly, we also understand that they are going after Salah, just as they said last night as well. So this first page, the title page, basically reiterates that no matter what is said about them, they are going to continue to act on this and they will not retreat. They've also indicated that additional complaints are being filed against Chantal. This is where we also kind of get the message from last night in black and white. We are now also collecting evidence against her husband, where it turns out he was collecting money in the name of animals. Once we collect all the evidence, we will report it to the authorities as well. Now, whether they're going to share that or not, I don't know. I think a lot of us are just here for Chantal, and we'll get to that in a moment. They kind of close this by saying, no, it's not just about one person anymore. It's about stopping exploiting donations and protecting animals that actually need help. And to me, that reads as it's time to make an example. And Chantal apparently is going to be that example. Now, there are 2 pages that were sent to the Ministry of Social Affairs and Labor. There is a document number, there is a date, and the subject of this is unauthorized collection of donations. This is apparently signed by someone that works at Paws Kuwait. Also, the legal representation of Paws Kuwait. And it essentially outlines that on May 30th, they received a report of the stray kitten, where it was found, and that the report also indicated that, and this is a quote, the individual took the kitten and later requested donation online without proper compensation or authorization. So when we look at that, again, this works against Chantal and Salah. When they picked up the kitten, they were calling it a community cat. They were saying kittens are expensive. They needed money to be sent specifically to her PayPal. And yes, there was a period of time where Salah was against this, but later he did agree to it. They then talk about reviewing it, and they found that the YouTube account collecting these funds was Foodie Beauty. There is Foodie Beauty, black and white. Not every day, Miriam. Foodie Beauty. The individual solicited funds without prior authorization in clear violation of the laws. Furthermore, the individual is not licensed or affiliated with any authorized charitable organization in Kuwait. This case is especially serious as the appeal for donations was published publicly with photos of the cat and references to veterinary care. All of that is accurate. Very brief, but accurate. It then goes on to the legal grounds. This act constitutes a clear violation of Kuwaiti law regarding the regulation of fundraising and charitable solicitation. And then, this to me, we've all said it, we've all thought it, but this was kind of the bombshell. The defendant entered the country under a visitor's permit, and is not authorized to collect donations in any form. Then, if that wasn't enough, because as I mentioned last night, that kind of takes the whole marriage angle away from things. This is not the first offense reported against this individual. Now, when I saw that, I thought to myself, was it in regarding to this? Was it in regarding something else? But then you think back, right? All the things that we've covered, the driving, talking about Salah's friends, all the various times she's went online and said things that really work against her religion. We always heard people say, I'm reporting. And she used to always encourage it. She used to always say nothing was going to happen. Well, it appears that at least at some degree, there were more complaints that were getting through, being reported, and to that point, Paws Kuwait found out about them. Remember how anytime, even when Chantal expected someone would be coming to the door, she would get very quiet, she'd get very reserved. Part of me wonders if they could not have been totally ignorant to what was going on around them. Would she not have known at some point that she had been reported to the authorities? If you recall again, she says, "Oh, we had to put the kitten back. I don't want to talk about it, but we were advised." It really makes me feel like they had someone at least sharing information with them and saying, "Listen, this is what's going on right now. This is why you need to be careful." They then request the ministry to take appropriate legal action against the individual for three things. The first, unauthorized collection of donations. The second, violation of laws regarding charitable actions. And the third, operating a misleading identity on social media platforms. I'm going to read the last one for you again. Operating under a misleading identity on social media platforms. Chantal, I think, just to go back to the beginning, a lot of us had a concept of what was going to happen. And so many of us thought perhaps nothing would happen. We have gotten so used to you side-skirting all the responsibility, trying to waddle away from all your actions and never getting caught. This is black and white, you being caught. There is no two ways around this. The fact that you may still be in Kuwait, at least to me, is very concerning. The fact that you continue to post all day and night, knowing all of this, very concerning. When we think about how this is going to end, I don't know that it's going to end in jail time, as I've said. I think this ends with a fine. From there, you may have the inability for her to re-enter the country. Worst case scenario, had she not left, you could have an issue where, in fact, maybe she can't leave until that fine is paid. How they want to go about getting that paid, it's up to them.